As a former leftist myself, I went through my own journey with that years ago. It's because I realized that the side that was claiming to be tolerant was not tolerant.
今回の動画では、チャーリー・カークとウクライナ移民女子の事件に対し、左派のダブルスタンダードや倫理観、道徳観に強い違和感を覚えた人々、そして左派を離れる決断をした人々の声を保守系インフルエンサーのアマラが取り上げます。このアマラ自身も、かつて左派活動家であり、そこにいた経験や視点から、なぜ今、左派から人々が離れていくかを明快に語る内容です。特にチャーリーの事件については、人々の心に本当にこの思想は自分を反映しているかという問いを突きつける出来事となりました。今回は、自由と寛容は左派にあるのかについて掘り下げていきます。では早速見ていきましょう。翻訳、世界の視点から。
So far, I've seen videos of just the left being pro-unaliving political opponents, whether that be Trump, J.D. Vance, people celebrating what happened to Charlie Kirk today. It's just disgusting behavior. The fact that I have been a part of the left for 7 years, I never thought we'd get to the point where I would have to look at my own party and be like, oh, hold on, I can't support you anymore because everything that you are doing right now is against your political viewpoints and your values and beliefs. To sit here and promote gun violence against your opponents is wrong. And it arguably makes you worse than the other side because you're basically saying these people deserve to be unalived because our political beliefs are more important and should stand and should have more value than a human life. Yeah, that doesn't sit right with me at all.
We're going to continue to talk about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. It's gruesome, it's heinous, it's one of the biggest political moments of our lifetime. And I've addressed, of course, my reaction to it and what it means. I've addressed the disgusting celebration of his death on the internet. And I realize there's a different group of people that I want to address personally, as I'm a member of that group. And that is people who are leaving the left, or people who are even considering leaving the left right now with everything that we're witnessing online. I can't help but think that the heinous nature of the responses, the disgusting, vile celebrations of his death, there's got to be people who are jumping to leave the left and saying, you know, this is not indicative of who I am as a person. This ideology no longer represents me. And then there's probably going to be those who are grappling with the idea that the left no longer represents them, that it is no longer a part of who they are as a person. And they're starting to see the sort of fabric of their political framework or political worldview sort of tear and fall apart here.
I can still stand strong on what I believe in and my values and what I want for this country. It's just the Democrats make you feel like if you leave the party, then you're a bad person who doesn't support the LGBTQ community, who doesn't support BLM, who doesn't support legal immigrants. They make you feel like if you leave, you're a racist, you're a homophobe, you're a bigot. You can't question them on anything, or you're automatically all of those things. Leaving this party has been a great decision, and I'm so thankful for all of you for sticking by my side through this. I've made a couple of videos about what happened the other day already, but I just want to say again, rest in peace, and I am sending family and friends my best wishes. Stay safe, everybody. Times are getting a little bit crazy right now. And as always, you guys have a great day.
As a former leftist myself, I went through my own journey with that years ago. And this, if you are on the left right now and feeling any amount of what I felt back then, has to be 100-fold, of an experience to what I went through. All I'm advocating for is that if you feel like the left is no longer representative of who you are as a person, really consider that and follow that feeling. Don't feel judged into not following it. Don't feel as though you can't contend with that feeling. Have it be something that you truly explore, because I think this extreme reaction to Charlie Kirk's death, the extreme celebratory nature of some of these responses, is so indicative of leftist ideology. And if it doesn't sit right with you, it's because leftism does not sit right with you. And it didn't with me, but I want to focus on some of these responses that I'm seeing that sort of sparked the idea for addressing this group of people.
And I left because the Democratic Party want you to feel as if you are a victim all the time. And that is tiring. Just because my skin is melanated, I'm a black man in the United States, that doesn't make me a victim. Because I wake up every day, I work every day, and I go to wherever I want freely. Okay? And so this victim mentality that the Democratic Party have been pushing for so damn long, it's tiring. It's tiring. So yes, I left the party. I became a Republican because that's where my morals, that's where my ethics align with. And I'm sure a lot of you felt the same way, which is one of the reasons why we do have a Republican president in the White House today. You know? So do better, man. This hate that you guys are pushing, it's no longer attractive. This communist, socialist ideology that you guys are pushing, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And now you guys have gone through so far off the rail that you would assassinate and celebrate the assassination of someone that stands strong, of a patriot, of someone that values life, of someone that values togetherness. Like, that's crazy. So that's why I left. And I will never go back because my interests are aligned with the Republican Party.
And when I tell you, I really thought this was a side I was never going to leave. I'm going to show you guys my arm, and I've done this countless times now. I have this fist, this little like black power fist that says speak above it, you know, right on my arm, tattooed here. I got it tattooed years ago, thinking that I would always stand for this sort of ideology. I would always stand for the left. There was never a point in my life where this was ever going to leave me, so might as well get it tattooed. And here I am now. And it's because I realized that the side that was claiming to be tolerant was not tolerant. They wanted to claim that they wanted coexistence. They were not interested in coexistence. They claimed that they were anti-racist, but in fact were some of the most racist individuals who were just entrenched in some of the most racist ideology I had ever come across in my life. And then when there was a time to raise your hand and just sort of bring up these questions, not say I want to leave, but I have questions for this group of people who are claiming this bit of ideology and not living by it. There's no room for questions, only room for judgment, only room to be cast aside, only room to be ostracized and to be called a neo-Nazi or a fascist for even daring to question or have a little bit of skepticism to what you are experiencing. And that's what people are going to see now. When you see people calling for the death of somebody like Charlie Kirk, cheering on the death of Charlie Kirk, saying that more death needs to happen, and you want to raise your hand and ask a question about that and say, that doesn't sit right with me, how do you think those individuals are going to respond? Well, I can tell you, because I have more evidence here, more examples of people on the left experiencing exactly that and being cast aside. It's not right. And if you are somebody who's a leftist now or is no longer because of what's happened and you're thinking this doesn't sit right with me, follow that feeling. I cannot stress it enough, and I'm probably going to say it a million more times in this video. Follow that feeling and you will be welcome elsewhere. And I don't mean you need to be welcome to another community and another label, but you will be welcome in a space outside of the space of extreme vitriol, hatred, and judgment that exists on the extreme left and in leftist circles.
Bruh, this is why I ain't liberal no more, bruh. This is why I ain't liberal no more. See, here's the thing. This is the difference between conservatives and liberals. All right, now I'm independent, but I ain't gonna lie. Now, y'all pushing people to being conservative, okay? And here's the thing. You know what I've realized? Conservatives ain't the racist ones. It's the liberals. Y'all try to hide it behind understanding of culture. When y'all don't realize the entire thing that makes us America is the culmination of cultures, okay? 2 of the last 3 days before today, they've been celebrating that it was a white girl that got murdered, disrespecting the dead.
There is room for conversation. There is room for back and forth. That's what Charlie was trying to do in his day-to-day life. That is what we will try to continue to do on this channel and with everything that we do. So let me know and I will be reading that. And again, if you're leaving the left, welcome. I don't know what I'm welcoming you to, but a space of open conversation and free thinking. You are much appreciated here for doing something very difficult to do, especially in today's time, especially with how much judgment exists right now. And to the people who are responding in this despicable way, who are judging those who are leaving you behind, who are judging those who have their humanity intact, who are crying and sharing their sorrow, whether or not they agree with Charlie politically. You guys need to do some soul searching, some internal thinking, some introspection, some therapy. I don't know what you need, but it's help. It's help. And Yeah, there we go. That's my address to those leaving the left.
元左派学生活動家だったアマラの意見は非常に聞き応えのある内容でしたね。自分たちとは違う思想に対し差別的なレッテルを貼る行為はどこも同じで、排外主義を自らが体現していることが伺えます。その上で、アメリカの左翼教育が出荷する過激なリベラルを含む活動家は、今やトランプ大統領によりテロ組織と認定を受けるほどになりました。反面、リベラルに批判され続けてきたチャーリーは、あくまで差別のない対話で、お互いの考えをやり取りするスタイルだったことは、皆さんご存知かと思われます。もちろん全てを肯定するわけではなく、キリスト教義における中絶に対する考え方は、一般の日本人にとっても理解に難しい思想だったりします。ただ、日本でも米国でも、左派が用いる差別やファシストというレッテルの文脈は形骸化し、本来の意図から大きく遠ざかっているように見えます。皆さんはどう感じているでしょうか？過去、当チャンネルでは、今回のアマラがなぜ左派を離脱したのかというスピーチを前後半に分けて30分以上の動画として翻訳していました。もし見たい方がいましたらコメントでお知らせください。ぜひコメントであなたの意見を聞かせてください。いいねとチャンネル登録もよろしくお願いします。